Hi, welcome to the Gable Files. The perverted phrase taking over our children is
Listen, if it's bad,
in
it's
fact
totally a
the
fact.
left. I feel so
It's wrong. It's
narcissistic
like
while talking about myself.
Oh,
The pesto files.
What does that even mean?
Like the pedophiles, but the pesto is pesto.
Oh my gosh.
you're talking about there's different types. Like
I'm very drunk.
pedophile.
I'm very drunk, just throw that there. Pesto is like a sauce you put in pasta. Why are you saying the pasta files?
Because it sounds like pedo and it's funny.
The pesto
What's abysmal?
files.
The pedophile.
What the Cable, you're sideways now. What did you do? What did you do? You know you're like moving your camera every time you hit it, so it's gonna be slightly off in the next like.
Oh god!
Ew, what did you do and why? You're sideways. But I'm
He's sideways and he knocked his phone over.
Am I fixed now?
No.
No. You're going horizontal, now I'm going vertical. What are you doing?
How do I fix it?
Lee, or turn your camera off and turn it back on.
There we go.
Bro, it's still sideways. Okay, flip your phone like upright and then sideways again. Like hold your phone up. Now sideways again. There you go.
There we go. I'm doing so many drugs right now, Mom.
Throwing up everywhere. We're live. We're on the air.
Oh shit, are we on? Hi. This is the news with Gable, Curtis, Jack, whatever, and Devon.
Jack, whatever.
Um,
And now you just forget Devon's name completely.
And
Listen,
the black
good
guy.
thing. I'm trying to be anonymous.
Yeah, the black guy, and so we're talking about
There you go.
The diversity requirement.
Yeah, ethnicity, and we're talking about politics and whatever.
Yeah, this is a legitimate question.
Yes.
Are you counting people in ethnicity or a race?
They are
ethnicity.
Well,
because it's like they're still a different race. They're like Caucasian, but they have an accent and live in a country named after like their ethnicity. So they count as an ethnicity because
what do you mean?
Like they're like not genetically different from a regular like, you know, any other like Caucasian person. I think. I don't know.
But what is a race?
I shouldn't have asked that question.
No, that was a good question.
It was.
Let's see. A race. What is a race? And what? Yeah, ethnicity is.
They're an ethnic group.
Ethnicity and race. I think a race can be anything. It can be like a race of brown-haired people, a race of blonde-haired people.
It could be like a 5K or like a 2-mile race. It could be like a a marathon.
Like Lightning McQueen, he was in races.
Guys, the real question is: was Thomas at the Nuremberg trials?
Was who?
Thomas the Train. Was he at the Nuremberg trials? Was he a war criminal?
Gable, can you understand anything coming out of this guy's mouth?
I heard Thomas Train.
Yeah, I heard it was Thomas the Train at
the engine
a funeral or something.
He was a race of train people. What are our topics for today?
We have a few, right? I gathered together some political and one not political topic, just so we had stuff to talk about. The main one I want to talk about is something I saw that was Hatchet Man, and it's this guy that runs into Walmart with an axe, and he like just starts shattering the glass on the walls and like threatening people, and then like he went to prison for like 18 hours or something, and was out, and everybody was like, you should do jail time, and he was like, I heard you did, and he would like show his mugshot, and then everybody's talking about how he's already back on the streets and stuff.
Did he kill anybody?
I don't think so. I think he would have served longer than 18 hours.
America.
Killed somebody.
So he was charged for probably vandalism, but at the same time, yeah.
What about it? I don't.
Do you guys want to see a video of Hatchet?
What ethnicity was the man?
African American.
African American?
Uh-huh.
Oh, just can't keep him off the streets, can they? If he was Caucasian, it'd be a different story. Well, I think it's a
Okay,
It
I
is-
found the video.
it's a push in the right direction to let an African American man with a hatchet run the streets of wherever he's from. I think I frankly think that is a
On site. There's the answer. Just like Harambe.
What? What was just like Harambe?
Harambe was wrongfully shot, and anyone
No.
who opposes that
This is
Um,
true. This is
is
true.
racist.
I mean,
They should have just neutralized him with like a.
it was gonna take too long. You have
Oh,
to
I
say
found the video,
That's
guys.
true. I
Do we
agree.
wanna
with
human
watch-
white
life is
man's
more
point.
important than animal. Unless
That's-
it's a dog or a cat.
Okay, well that's true, but at the same time, they could have taken measures to like prevent it in the first place, and like made it where you could not get in at all. Like for a child to be able to get in, that's on the zoo.
Listen, this is America. What do you expect?
True.
No, I know, but like they should be more like protective of their wildlife, because that's a danger to the wildlife as well. If a human could get in there, someone someone bad could go in there and just shoot them, you know.
That's
If they
why
got
we're
in
in
there.
the ultimate universe.
Yep.
Because Harambe got shot.
But the
Okay,
kid
guys,
did
I
get in
found
there, and he did get wrongfully shot.
a video of the Hatchet Man if you guys want to see it.
With a hatchet speaks out. The shocking attack happened inside a McDonald's on the Lower East Side. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt. The man with the hatchet explained his actions to Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson.
Kind of waited for them to finish doing whatever they were doing, and then I just did what I wanted to do.
Pulled out a hatchet to teach them a lesson. In this exclusive interview, Michael Palacio tells me he has zero regrets for doing this Friday morning.
Well, frankly,
Interesting.
I agree with the man and his points he makes. He seems like a well-adjusted man, and he did what was necessary. We still don't know why he pulled the hatchet.
Yeah, why
or
did he do
had the
it?
hatchet. But
I
he
think
brings
it
up a
might
lot
have
of good
been.
points.
I think it might have been an employee, or like something like prices of their items, maybe. That's just my guess.
He didn't kill anybody.
That's true. He did not seriously injure anyone.
He caused damage to the store.
Yeah.
So
He
Who
went to prison for like 18 hours and
You mean
got
jail?
out.
he is an African American
Well.
male, so it would have been racist to lock him up. It was-
People. I mean, you're not wrong, but
It would have
like,
been an act against homosexual African American males everywhere if they had locked him up.
Was he
Wait,
gay?
Wait, where's your cup? Where's your leftist tears cup?
Was he gay or something?
No, Devon.
We don't
The
know.
cigar with
We
the
don't know.
cigar.
You're seeing his sexual early.
Was he gay, Jack? Was the man homosexual?
Let me see.
No, don't look it up. That's racist.
No,
Tell me
it's
yes or no. Is
research.
he a homosexual? Is the hatchet man homosexual? That is the question that will give us our answer. There's nothing in this cup.
I don't think we know. I don't think it's public information.
He's making them private, which is an act against terrorism, which is applauded by America. So, good for him.
What you mean invading countries for oil?
America doesn't do that.
What about Iraq?
That's not real. It is not a real place. Quit making up places.
What about well, it is a real place.
America
I
is
think
heaven
he
on
actually
earth.
is gay. How did you know that? Like, one of the comments on this was that gay black men seem to be overly represented in these type of scenarios. Like, I think he was actually gay.
Do you question my authority, Jack?
What
What?
authority do you have?
Were you talking?
Yes.
Oh, my bad. I don't trust this site. They spelled axe wrong.
How do you spell axe wrong?
They left out the E.
Jesus.
I mean,
Idiots.
It's
You guys are
close,
stoners?
really
but...
spell it like that.
I mean, it's still pronounced the same. Okay, do we want to move to the next?
I believe so. I believe that would be the best move for us to make.
You're trying to sound smart, and you just don't. You just don't. You really don't, man. One of our segments needs to be, now we have Jack and Devon on the field, and it's us just playing chess for like 30 minutes. And then it cuts
Indubitably.
away. Bruh. Okay, well, the next thing on my topics is the border crisis, which is the fact that President Joe Biden has been not really caring about the border control that President Trump instituted in like 2019, 2020. And so there's like 2 million like immigrants entering the country, like as of like this year alone, compared to like last year, and it's like it was not nearly that many. It was like for the whole year it was like 1.7 million immigrants, and that's really bad.
I mean, depends on which way you look at it.
Well then whenever they were like all the immigrants come up through Texas, and all the people in Texas were getting mad, so they like sent all of the immigrants to Vice President Kamala. They sent all of them to her house.
Well, that was
And,
Florida.
Like, yeah, in like Florida, I
No,
guess.
the Florida that they sent them to some rich neighborhood.
Might I say that was quite a savage move on their part?
It was. And then they started deporting them then. After they did that, they started deporting them. And like sending them to some like place where they could be like, I don't know, cared for.
Heaven.
Listen,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
I'm saying is,
Straight to heaven.
If you were in the same situation, you would probably do the same thing.
If 1,000
Well,
immigrants showed up to
okay.
my house, I would feed each and every one of them and give them all jobs at McDonald's. That is
We've-
my stand on this situation.
We've seen Trump control the border though. Like a
Yeah,
lot better
but
than Biden
do you
is.
realize how hard it is to become a citizen?
No, I understand that, but it's the topic at hand is the fact that Biden isn't trying to enforce the border. I'm not
Oh.
for the border, but if it's already been enacted, like I mean, I would rather them get citizenship, even if it's super difficult. That's another topic.
Don't you have
I
to
would rather
recite the
them-
ABCs backwards?
What?
That's
They
one of
do?
that's one of the qualifications of
I could do that in like pre-K. I can't anymore.
do it now. Yeah, exactly. You're not a citizen of America.
ZYXWVUT
What's the qualification?
SRO P. No wait.
Get out. Out of
Wait a
America.
minute.
QRS.
Well,
Oh, Q! I forgot Q.
Cable, what are you asking?
QPO
Doesn't really matter.
NML KJIHGFE
That's what I got him to do, Devon. Look at the power that I hold.
DCBA. Okay, I got it.
What was that about? I'm confused. What were you doing?
I was reciting the alphabet backwards.
Which is one of the qualifications of entering America.
Yeah, I'm now.
Okay, hold on.
I mean, technically, there is a way to treat the system.
How?
Just get born here.
Get what?
Just be born.
You're born?
Yeah.
You're born in America? That's
Your
true. That
parents
does. It
hold
does
it,
fit
but
the
you
system
can't
of the
if you were
world.
born in America. You're
America
a
being the best
citizen.
country on the planet Earth.
America's not the best.
What is the best country in the planet Earth, Devin?
I don't know.
See?
Probably
If
none
you
of
don't
them.
know, then the right of best country in America, in the world, falls back to America. Served. You just
But
got one.
is it though?
But it sure is. It's not Canada, is it?
No.
Exactly. That is why America is the best country in the world. It is not Canada. It is not Dubai. It is not
Dubai
China.
is not a country.
Yes, it
Game. It's a
is.
city.
Dubai is a country.
They are
No, it's
Arabs.
not. It's in the UAE, United Arab Emirates. Look it up.
They're Arabs, aren't they? Arabs country equals America is the best country in the world. So if you don't agree with
I
that,
don't think
get out of
going out
there.
on the street and possibly getting robbed or
Look at how many
shot.
obese children we have. That alone
America's
is
not
the
the
best
most
country
obese
in the
country
world.
anymore. It's not the most obese country.
What's the most obese country?
I don't
It's not
know. It's not
America.
America.
Is it
It's
not?
not America.
What
It's
is it?
It
like
used to be.
yeah, but now it's like some. I think it's like Chile or
It's a
something.
country in the Middle East, I think.
Yeah.
But how many people does that country have? Um, in
It doesn't matter how many people. It's out of. It's
but
only people.
if they have less than half of the people that we have, then it throws the balance off scale because we could have more in total obese children than they have, but we could have less of a ratio. So
Well, I think the
I think
the
it's out of like.
percentage
I think they're
of
doing it out of like 1 out of every 5.
I think that in America it's more like the older you are. So like anybody like above 25 is probably more obese than anybody under that. Like from 25 to 50 is probably more obese than 1 to 25 just because um when you're like that age you can like work out and like be active and stuff. But once you like settle down and stuff, you don't really do as much like unless your job is manual labor, you don't do as much of that. Like most people just sit behind a desk all day. So I feel like it's a lot more common here because of the ease of most jobs. Because over in like the least obese countries, they're like poor and like their food is like healthier, but they have like more like difficult jobs and they're out in the heat a lot.
yeah, if you're a Mexican, then you're a roofer. You work on roofs and stuff. So you're gonna
Dude, you
be
can't just drop blatant
Yeah, but I think
racism
in
like that.
construction,
no, you're gonna be in the heat all day working on roofs if you're Mexican. So
I
you're
think
gonna be
in
losing more weight
construction,
than the average American.
cable construction, not roofing.
No, yeah, that's right. But mainly roofing. I'll ask any Subway customer. And he's like, "Oh, I'm a roofing man. Yeah, SC." You know.
I think you
So,
just did a racism.
no,
He
no.
did
That is factual.
a voice.
No, I didn't do a voice. Just that was my roofing voice. That was the voice. So a roofer, he's like, "Hey man, how's it going?" SC. Then he's like, "Hey, you've been doing those roofing jobs over there? Oh, okay. I've been doing my roofing jobs over here." That's what roofers talk like. So What's our next topic?
Okay, wait. I'm still on the border control thing.
Okay.
So, President Trump was inaugurated in what? 2016?
Precisely.
Is that the year?
I believe so.
Because then 2020 it swapped to Biden. Yeah. Okay, so in 2016, the apprehensions at the U.S. Mexico border, I don't know if that means people or the people that were like captured.
I believe people that were captured.
Topic I get kicked out.
Well, then this isn't right. Because 2022 has been the worst year for that, not the.
What are
Well,
we
no,
talking
it's
about now? I got
showing that
kicked
they
out.
got through is what it's showing. Okay, so while President Trump was in office, the worst year was 2019 with 800,000 over the whole year, like immigrants like apprehended. But then in 2020 it went down to 400,000. But then in 2021 it hit 1.6 million, and then in 2022 it's now hit 1.8 million after Biden was inaugurated.
But here's the thing: why do Americans hate illegal immigrants?
No, it's not that. It's that
That's what it is.
they come into our country and they're not citizens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what they do is then they get jobs, and I don't think they have to pay taxes if they're not citizens.
Hmm.
So they're taking away our jobs and our income to do things that don't hurt them in any way. They just get the money for doing the job for free.
Sounds like a you.
But why
if
do
you
employers
can't get a
want
job.
illegal immigrants more than Americans?
Because they'll do basically anything.
Exactly, they are harder workers than the average American. So Americans need to
Average
work
American is
harder.
Oh, they do
lazy.
pay taxes. They do pay taxes.
The average American is lazy.
Exactly. So do with that information with what you will. They're not stealing our jobs. They are better applicants for our jobs.
I mean, what would you want? A lazy American or cheap labor?
Cheap, hard labor.
Exactly.
Point one, America.
Okay, the next topic. Our next topic that I have down is the inflation rate. That it's incredibly high.
Well,
Right
because
now.
of the pandemic.
But it's also President Biden. There's like videos of him like justifying it, being like, you can't look at how it's up at like this percent. You got to see how the past couple years it's been like an even line, and then it's like, if it's an even line, that means it's been that high for a long time, and you're not doing anything about it.
That's
Because
true.
if it's up like 8% or something, and that's I think a lot for inflation like that. If it's up that much and it's steady, that means you're not doing anything about it. You're not doing anything to drop it. Because if it's like that, you can't use that as a good thing. You've got to fix it, and you got to like make it like look like at least you're trying to do something about it.
I mean, you can just fix the economy
Look at the
overnight.
Sonic video game series. If you look up Sonic inflation, you will probably see how the Sonic video game industry has been inflated to the point of no return. To that, the games are around $70 a piece. So if you look up Sonic inflation right now, then you will find that Sonic anime inflation. Look it up. But for real though, inflation is making the gas prices go up, and the gas prices going up means that the gas stationers are charging more per chocolate bar than the average gas station would. So they're getting more money, which the majority of them are illegal Indian immigrants. And so you go in and they're like, "Oh, hello, man. May I interest you in a bar of chocolate?" And then you say yes, and then you buy the chocolate, and then they get more money for their starving family back in India, which is a bad thing because they are currently living in America illegally. So, point one, America. Point two, America. What is your take on this, Devon?
I mean, inflation's gonna happen either way. You can't fix it overnight, and I mean, He can fix it, but it's gonna take a while.
Approximately how long will it take, though? That is the question us Americans are asking.
Well, what I
I don't
think
know.
about it is that the lack of effort put into fixing it means that there's no point in like caring how long it's going to take if you're not even trying, you know? Like it's just like a losing battle if you never try in the first place, you know?
That's right. Which is why we should have voted Hillary into office.
No. It would be so much worse, dude. You don't get it. Like if Hillary had been in office, her whole thing would have been, I'm the first woman president, and then she would have done absolutely nothing.
Well, you're
Listen,
just saying that because you're a sexist.
listen.
No,
You
I'm
want to
saying
fix the
that because
problem?
I'm a hard rightist.
Listen, you want to fix the problem? Establish a monarchy or dictatorship.
Yeah, because that worked out for Britain when we escaped and
I
formed
would have
our own
voted for a
frickin'...
dictator, Hillary.
Well, what did you expect? How do you expect them to fight a rebellion across an ocean?
I don't know.
They
Like,
kept they kept Canada.
just shoot the frickin' rednecks with guns.
This is when they had sails
You know what?
and
Who else
and
shot
muskets.
rednecks with guns? Adolf Hitler.
What?
That's right, Mr. Hitler.
Listen, Hitler could have been killed in World War One, but he wasn't.
He was never killed. He's actually living in the Bahamas right now.
He
His
would be
execution
dead.
was a farce.
No,
His,
Gable, it's not the Bahamas. It's Argentina.
which is technically in the Bahamas.
No, it's not.
Okay.
The Bahamas is in the Caribbean. Argentina is in South America.
Agree to disagree.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Okay, so... I have a chart, which I had for a while, we just got off topic, about the inflation rates. And in, like, 2012, I think Obama was the president. But it was, like, 1.7, 2013, 1.5%, 0.8 in 2014, 2015, 0.7. When Trump was in office, it goes up to 2.1 and then 2.1, but then in 2018, it goes down to 1.9. 2019, it went up to 2.3 and then 1.4 in 2020. But as soon as Biden was in office, it spiked to 7, and then now it's at 8.3. In 2021, it was at 7, now it's at 8 in 2022. So, and his argument is that it's like a straight line. It's not like going up at all. It's his whole, like, argument. Let me find that.
The annual inflation rate came in at 8.3%. What can you do better and faster?
Well, first of all, let's put this in perspective. Inflation rate month to month was just an inch, hardly at all.
You're not arguing that 8.3 is good news.
No, I'm not saying it's good news, but it was 8.2 or 8.2 before. It's
the highest inflation rate, Mr. President, in 40 years.
I got that, but guess what we are? We're in a position where for the last several months it hasn't spiked. It has just barely, it's been basically even.
Oh yeah, they also like celebrated it because it went down like a 1/10 or something. And as like there was like a counter on the screen, and as he was saying it, it went back up or something. Like as they were celebrating, it was going up.
Well, that's what you get for voting a man into presidency. If we voted a woman,
was there even a woman running this year?
No.
You mean in 2024?
No, I mean in 2020. Just 2020.
Yeah, there is. The one woman, I can't remember her name.
There was like a thing I saw on Instagram. I follow like Donald Trump Jr. on Instagram, and he had posted something like, the U.S. still says we'll trade Joe Biden for Queen Elizabeth, and it was like the day after she died.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
Because
that was such a genuine laugh.
It was because because in the face of a political person, yeah, a dead woman would be better than Joe Biden.
True.
That's terrible.
A woman that really for the last couple years didn't really do much anyways.
Listen, she failed. She was supposed to make it to 100. She failed.
Just like Betty White.
You come back and tell me when you've reached 100. Say that when you reach 100, man.
You know, I'll
I'm
walk up to
determined
I'll walk up to your gravestone and be like, I told you, and walk away.
No, you would roll up to the gravestone in your wheelchair and roll away.
But there's more.
Do you ever see America splitting up into different countries?
It did back in the Civil War.
We're not talking about that, so we're talking about if it happens again.
I don't think so.
I think what would happen is the like disparity of like where the states that are like Democrats and the states that are mostly Republican, where they are, it doesn't really work.
I don't think it'll
for
be
that.
based off ideology. I think it'll be based off region.
I think it would be based off ideology. It'd be like split into two. But then like if it were like a war or something, it would just not work because there's so
wouldn't-
many like they're so
it
like
wouldn't-
scattered.
Listen, neither side could actually. It wouldn't even be political, honestly. It'd just be whoever.
But then all the Democrats would be like, I don't want to fight with you. You're Republican.
That's
then,
how
yeah.
it. Yeah, no.
That's how it would be. Whoa. It's like mostly Republican on this map. I don't believe it.
Well, you can really look at it as when God comes down to kill the wrongdoers, who they will take up, which is all the Republican states. That is what you can look at it as.
No.
No, because there's like proof in the Bible that like Republican, like the values of being a Republican in today's world like match up with a lot.
All Democrats go to hell.
No, that's not what I said.
That is what I am saying.
Here's where anyone can go.
Prove to me otherwise.
Should a Christian be a Republican or a Democrat?
I can't believe that's actually searched.
There's
question.
a lot. There's a lot.
I mean, all Italians can go to hell. Can we agree on that?
Why?
They eat spaghetti like non-stop, and they like live in Italy. That's like two sins right there.
That was the center of the
Okay.
Roman Empire, the greatest. Well,
Yeah,
the Romans.
Wait, let me catch up. What are we talking about? I was reading.
Opinion. All Italians should go to hell.
Okay, we're gonna act like you never said that. So what I found was that it says that it doesn't really pick either side, but then I counter argument which side supports like LGBTQ plus.
Yes.
Which is that? Tell me.
Predominantly Democrat.
Exactly. And you want to know what? That's wrong according to the Bible.
That
And also
well, the Democrats
according
are
to the Bible,
always around. Wait, you're saying that homosexuality is wrong according to the
yes.
Bible? Oh,
Yes.
we all know that. Well, then what does the Bible actually get right is what we should be asking.
Gable,
Which is
I'm
nothing.
gonna leave right now.
No, this is an actual political debate. The Bible gets absolutely nothing correct about modern society.
Okay, which religion is more accurate than it then? Which religion is more accurate than Christianity? Like, what has
Buddhism.
more proof? Okay, what proof is there?
I
I
don't
want
know.
to. Technically, there's no proof for any of them. If you
No,
want to get.
because in the Bible, which I'm not going to use the most of the world is Christian. No, I'm going to use the fact that there's like been proof. They've like found things. Like I think they found the Garden of Eden. But they can't like I don't know.
They have a
though.
place where they think it would be.
I don't agree with any
in
religion.
ancient
I only
Mesopotamia.
like religions that improve on the self rather than like Buddhism. That mainly focuses on improving the self rather than supporting some crazy belief about something that may or may not exist, but is most likely doesn't exist.
This says that the real Garden of Eden has been traced to the African nation of Botswana, according to a major study of DNA, and I think like a archaeologist in the Church of the Holy something found it. I think the dinosaurs were wiped out by the flood that Noah's Ark,
Mm-hmm.
and that
But
he
they say
couldn't
dinosaurs are,
Question, just not
around
hypothetical.
60 million years ago.
Well, see,
No,
I
listen,
think that
because to be fair, the scientists say the asteroid did hit like on a
somewhere
peninsula,
in Mexico,
yeah, like either the
an
ocean
ocean,
or close to
yeah,
the
an
ocean,
ocean,
like
yeah.
would have caused a void.
But also, like,
Think about it.
I understand that the like it could have been filled in over time, but like
Uh-huh.
according to science, how long was the gap between the dinosaurs' extinction and the first human life?
Humans are 500,000 years old. The first evidence of human life from evolution was
How
500,000 years ago.
how were humans created? Like
From evolution.
evolution? But
Yeah.
what caused that to happen?
We're not sure. Nature. We're always jump
But
to
then why
nature.
don't
It's just the nature of the universe. Things grow and
okay.
change their surroundings.
So if humans were evolved from like apes, primates, then why
Uh-huh.
doesn't that still happen? Like why do
No,
we not
it's
Well,
see
evolution still goes on.
according to
It's just
this,
things.
it says the first ancestors appeared between 5 million and 7 million years ago.
Okay, here's my issue with that, like those numbers. How the heck do they know that?
Fossil
It's
records.
just an estimation.
How do we know their fossil records are correct? How did they
Well,
get
because
those
science is so
records?
evolved that science is true whether you believe it or not. Science focuses only on facts that they can prove that actually happened. So
Well,
nothing about science is false. There only things that can be proven false are theories, but then there are facts. Gravity is a theory, but it's heavily proven to be, real.
yeah, but like that's just an explanation for like one thing. There's still people who think that like the Earth is flat. What do they
Yeah.
think about gravity? How would that work?
They try to disprove it.
Not good on the versus flat.
Okay,
Please.
okay.
And there are conspiracy theorists.
There's just one more thing about
Yeah,
that.
reason.
If they disprove gravity, does it just mean that like we're just standing on it and like we don't move, like we can't just go up or down like that? There has to be some sort of
There are
gravity.
people who
It's
think
not
space
like
is
space.
fake.
It's not like space is like a flat plane where you can be up or down. When you're in space and you any direction you have been moving, you infinitely move that direction. You don't stop. You can't stop. There's no like wind resistance in space. You just continue moving forward. And
It's just
like
a vacuum.
there's
There
no
is
up
no
or
air.
down or left or right. It's all just wherever you're facing, And like people that have gone into space, I like the theory that NASA had fake moon landing footage if they didn't succeed, because they would get like Russia off their back or whoever else was trying to get there. It would get them off their back. Because if they shot the missile or the rocket into space and then just played that fake footage, I think it would be incredibly convincing.
What about the footage from the space station? Like,
Of what the landing?
the people live interviews of them like on the station.
No, yeah, no, I think it's all real. I'm just saying I think they had a backup plan if it wasn't,
Okay.
if it failed.
Okay.
I think they had like prepared things to do in return. I feel like they were done like trying. If it didn't work, they were just gonna like give up on it and play a video of them getting there, and then eventually do it for real.
I think every religion was created either to explain a reason for existence or to control people, or for both.
No.
Like, yeah, so like religions, yeah, like Christianity could start as like, oh yeah, this is how we came to be because there's no actual, they're not.
Christianity started because Jesus came to Earth, and
Yes,
then people that God enlightened to what to write in the Bible. It was like many people wrote things for the Bible, and like every like chapter was pretty much written by someone else, like a character in the Bible, and like Genesis was like someone who was just having visions of like what happened, because it's not like Adam wrote it. It was like someone down the line, and then Revelation talks about Jesus's like return and stuff. It's not even stuff that's happened. So it's like visions and like the person being told by God what to write.
Yeah, it's inspired by real people.
You know, there is a theory though that like they were taking mushrooms, and that
Bruh.
that is a theory.
Okay.
They were, like,
Let's hear him out. Let's hear him out with it.
It's been a while since I've seen it, and I can't really remember, but I think something they stated. I can't remember. I have to look it up.
No, there is a cool unpopular theory about how humans came to be who they are and why our brains
You're
are
talking about the
like.
stoned ape theory?
Wait, what theory?
The stoned ape theory?
Stoned ape. Yeah, to where our early ape-like ancestors they ate mushrooms off the the ground, and they had like these hallucinogenic things. That's like that was like some of their food source. So then like their brains started like evolving towards just these abstract concepts. So then that's why our human brains are always thinking and like growing in the way they are. We have all these abstract concepts like because our ape ancestors ate mushrooms, something like that. It was neat. It's a neat theory, but it's kind of unlikely. But it's a neat one.
I was thinking like an ape got hit in the head with a rock and it like changed their brain. I didn't think of like high stoned.
No.
I was thinking like apes started like throwing rocks at each other until one of their like brains just like clicked into place, and they were like, "Whoa, wait, I can talk."
Wait, does it say in the Bible how old the Earth is by chance?
Yes, a few thousand.
But,
yeah.
It says if you
How old is the Earth according to the Bible? I've already looked this up.
Like 5,000 years old.
About 6,000.
Yeah.
Concerning the age of Earth, the Bible's hold on, it's cut off.
No, I like to think about the Aztec, like culture. They literally believe that the sun was the god, and that and that they sacrificed things and they kept the sun going. That they literally believed that, and that was true to them. So then, and then now we believe that. Now some people believe that God up above, that is the literal God. So there's nothing different about what we believe as to what they believe. It's just different. So, and then we know that they are wrong. We know that because science has proved, it's just the sun is just the sun. So then, how do we know we're right?
There's actual like archaeological proof that Jesus existed, and they found I think they found his foot with the nail through it or something one time.
Yeah, I believe Jesus was a real person. That people believe was a deity, or however you say that.
You know how scientists say that the Big Bang happened?
Yeah.
I think that was just okay, I'm gonna put this from. I think that's when he's talking about the universe, like when he created. I think that's when all that happened, was when scientists say the Big Bang.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Sorry. I had a realization. Continue, Devon.
Yeah, because no one knows what happened before that, and they say it was from a small point, but if you think about it, because they say it started from nothing, but something had to be there, so I just think it's the Big Bang.
I think God started the Big Bang. I think the 7 days to God was quote-unquote heaven time. So I think in heaven it moves a lot quicker, so as soon as we die, it's already all over. Everybody's because it doesn't talk about you can just look back at Earth, right? Because you'd see the sadness and the awful things that have happened.
No, it says that doesn't it say you'll live in heaven, and then after a certain point he'll make a new heaven and a new earth.
He'll make a new earth and we'll live there.
Yeah, humans come up with easy explanations for things. That's proven. Like to say that there's some almighty being that just said, "Hey, let there be Earth." That's true, but then also I think it's just as probable that it's just I don't know. Earth is. I mean,
Gabriel, like how, but
how well?
it's probably I don't. Honestly, it's probably just the way because like our understanding is just not that high enough yet.
That's not fair. I mean, like we're just
But
just
I
sitting
don't
here
think
talking about
I
what we
don't think
know.
all of this could have just came from a like indescribably small point. I don't think.
Okay. Here's what happened that I like thought about. There's like a story of like the book Heaven is for Real. It's about a boy who like died, went to heaven, and came
Oh
back and
yeah,
like
yeah,
explained everything. There
yeah.
was like in that like story, because that's like a true story. In that story,
Mhm.
they then like he drew a picture of Jesus, right?
Mhm.
And then they found a girl on the other side of the planet who had like pretty much the same experience, and she drew
Mhm.
Jesus, and it was
Mhm.
almost the exact same like
Mhm.
drawing, and they had no idea who each other were before they like did those
I didn't see these
drawings.
drawings because I say coincidence because coincidences so easily occur. I mean, like that guy who got struck by lightning like 8 times in his life, and then it's like what are the odds? But then the Earth's been around 5 billion years, and then there's been the uncountable amounts of humans on the Earth. So then the fact that one of them has been struck by lightning 7 times in a row in their lifetime is extremely likely to happen in the span of the Earth. So then it's not that big of a coincidence. But then yeah, 2 kids just drawing the same picture, saying they saw Jesus. What did the picture look like? Was it some guy with long hair? Because I
Picture.
remember drawing Jesus as a kid. I drew one as like a guy with long hair. And then I just drew one as like just some like light, some like ray of light.
I think that's what it is. I don't.
If
Cause
it's some
I
ray
don't.
of light, then I call coincidence because
Okay.
because that's just some kid drawing
No,
what
that's
he
no.
thinks.
That's God. That's what God is. I don't
Yeah,
think. I don't know
but
if
then,
they're just God.
yeah, Jesus was a real person.
Because wasn't Jesus also a prophet in the Quran?
There's some other religion that believes that Mary is the one
And
that you should
Catholic.
worship, but that
Catholics?
Jesus also existed.
I think that's Catholic. I
Yeah.
think.
So there's some religions that are just slightly different.
Um, Jews don't believe Jesus was a Messiah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think Muslims believe he was just a prophet.
I think that because back in like Jesus's day, there was like
Mhm.
a ton of people that could do like basically magic, and like there
Mhm.
was people that like served like Pharaoh that could
They could have
do
been people
magic.
to like impersonate him though.
That's true, but at the same time, I feel like because he like topped all of their magic, and he like did things that like proved his god was real. You know.
Yeah.
What I love, Christopher Columbus, he figured out when the next solar eclipse would be, and then he calculated exactly when it was going to be. Then he went to the islands of I can't
Oh
remember. It was
yeah, he
like
went to the tribes.
yeah, and then he was like, "My God will take away the sun if you don't agree with us."
Oh
If you don't,
yeah.
and then the sun went away, and then they were freaking out, and they
And then
said, "All
they
right,
agreed. They agreed.
yeah, how cool is that? Use science to pretend like there was a God." Yeah, he believed in God, but then yeah, then like to prove that was cool. That was awesome. What a smart guy.
Yeah, I can't find the pictures. I'm
That was
sorry.
great.
None of the pictures are like the same. Like it's like random stuff. It's not like it's like one of the freaking articles I pulled up said, does Jesus look like this like random popular guy? I was like Kenny Lodgings or something. I don't even
No,
know who that
Jesus would have
is.
looked like
Does Jesus look like Voice Twinkle? Yes or no?
like have you seen like people from the Middle East? That's what Jesus would have looked like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people with
exactly.
like kind
That's
of
around.
longer hair with like a
No, he would have
beard.
been middle. He would have looked like he was from the Middle East though.
They
Like when
look
they
like
depict him
Nassim.
as
He
a
looked
white
like
man, it's just
Arabian.
not right.
They would have talked like this. He would have been, hello, welcome to Shell gas station. How may
I
I
feel
help
like
you?
he would talk like he were like
Hello, my
like
name
how
is Jesus.
no. I think he would just sound because there's like a story where all of the apostles were like, we don't speak their language, we can't like preach to them, and he's like, oh, don't worry, they'll all understand you in their own language if you go up there and do it. And then they did it, and everyone just understood them. And I think that's how Jesus does. Like I think he can like make them understand him in whatever language
He
they
could probably
speak.
speak any language though.
Yes, yes, I think he can. Okay, here's a thing. Did Jesus know he was Jesus as a baby? Like, like 1 month old Jesus, did he like refrain from talking? Because he didn't cry. He never cried.
Ugh.
But did he just like not just go, yo, what up? Or
Yo.
were his vocal cords not developed yet, so he
No,
couldn't?
yeah, I think he grew up as a normal child. I don't know. Yeah, like in your past life, you were a bus driver and you killed a
Well,
bunch of
future
nuns in an
life.
orphanage. So then you came back as a fly.
Dude, someone goes
I
back and
question-
like they're like reborn and they're like, wait, I was Hitler.
What if
And then
when
they're like, oh no.
listen,
Oh
what
my
if
god, I
when,
did so many bad things. You're not gonna believe it.
listen, think about
You
this.
guys will not believe what I
What
have
if
what I have
what if
done.
what if your life flashing before your eyes means like you're like reliving parts of
An,
your life before you're reborn again?
an alternate
That's just.
reality version of you is dying and you're like reliving
No,
their
no,
I
it's
think
you seeing your memories
almost all
before.
religions are
It's like
bullcrap ways to just explain things that aren't there. They're just
no,
that's
it's
why.
like a possibility.
You know
Yeah,
there
no,
was some machine where you could like see people's dreams through it
Hmm.
at one point, but I don't think it worked all the time. I think it was like strange. I don't remember. But like I like the just like my own like headcanon, like dreams are alternate realities of us. So like dreams where you like imagine you're falling and you like shake in your bed when you like hit the ground. You
No,
know?
yeah, I heard that was a real thing because yeah, that's the
I do
thing.
that all the time. I'll like
Exactly, I do that all the time too. But I heard that's evolutionary because our ancestors used to sleep in trees, so then we had those dreams to kind of remind us to wake up and like be safe in a tree. Like that's one of those theories why that happens. That's crazy, yeah. And I'm
also
always
there's like face pareidolia where we look at inanimate things and see faces.
oh, that's because humans are so good at pattern recognition that we see things that aren't there. That's why if you look at a tall grass field and you see a cheetah, humans can only do that. While some other kind of animal, they wouldn't be able to see the cheetah because they're not good at pattern recognition. But yeah, you could be looking at a pattern on the floor and see a face because humans are so good at pattern recognition that they see things that are not there.
How
That's why
many
we
times are you gonna say pattern recognition?
pattern recognition is such a cool word.
But it's facial pareidolia, right? Or parabolia, something like
I don't
that.
know.
I think it's pareidolia. But I think that's also why we're like paranoid. It's like ancestors were always afraid of the unknown, and like there's so much today that's just
The
unknown.
most common thing is what happens after death.
Yeah, I think the reason paranoia gets people is death. Like they don't want to like they don't know what's gonna happen if they die,
I've
so we're
always
all
heard
like
stories
super
of like
scared of it.
Yeah, that's just a way
old
to keep
people
us
like
alive. We're
no,
paranoid
cause
because we don't want to do something that could potentially get us killed. That's evolutionary.
no, cause like I saw this thing on like older people like before they're dying they'll like believe they're talking to their family or seeing their family, but they're not. They're not ready to go. So who knows?
But my own theory for what heaven is like, I think that like the time is gonna pass faster, but I think that it's gonna be like we don't have any of the bad memories or any memories of people that aren't in heaven. We'll just have memories of the people who are in heaven. So say somebody goes to church, but their like parents don't, and their parents aren't Christians, and they end up going to hell, but the kid goes to heaven. They would just have no memory of their parents at
I
all.
wouldn't want that. I would want to remember everything.
I would too, but at the same time, that would just create Earth 2, and we'd all like fear the we'd fear everything and like like continue not being perfect like everyone will be in heaven if we remember the bad things about people and that some people went to hell and like. But it does also say in the Bible some people that do get to heaven were so close to going to hell that they smell of smoke, which is crazy to think, because that means that in heaven you know that there is a hell, because Satan was a an angel, and
He was
his
the leading
followers were
worshiper.
also angels.
He was the
But
leading worshiper in heaven.
yeah, and he thought he was better than God or wanted to be as powerful as God, so he was casted out. I don't know why God just didn't like erase him from existence. There had to be a reason. There had to be like a faith barrier between us and God, I guess. But you also got to think, if God knows everything, he knew Satan was going to do that.
Well, then he knows everyone who will go to hell.
Yeah, he does, but it's so we don't understand it. There's no way we can like comprehend it. You know?
Yeah, I don't believe there is a heaven or hell. There's just
Nothing.
yeah, no.
Something.
We're just evolved life forms, no different from
Listen, but
like
the scariest
any
thing is,
animal or germ out there. We just
Okay.
have more evolved brains, and then we're just gonna die.
listen, I believe on like even I don't like even if none of the virgins are right, there has to be something after that.
Yeah, there has to be something.
Why?
Because I mean, you're right. I've always thought about that. What if everyone's wrong? What if no one is correct? Like, because you got to think, if we were born as like people that follow a different religion, like if we were born Indian and follow like Buddhism,
Mhm.
we'd be like, "Oh yeah, Christianity's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
This is right." Like it wouldn't change anything. It would just change like whichever religion we followed.
Oh, the only thing that bothers me is like someone in the world could go their whole life not knowing about Christianity
Yeah,
and
not even.
they'll still go to hell. That's the only
Yeah,
thing.
and that's on
Yeah.
us.
Well, we only believe in Christianity because we're raised to believe in. So
Well,
like,
no, but yes. You're right, but there's also people that were never like any religion and
went to Christianity.
and then they came in and they're like, "Oh, yeah." And they
Yeah,
had to know about the other ones, you know.
yeah. I mean, yeah, but that's just people following
But
stuff.
that has to
They
happen
don't
for
know
other
anything else
religions
matters.
too, so yeah. And then it was so scary cuz like a day like I did that was September 17th. September 18th I did something in Daniel, and then September 20th I which was just because it was past midnight. But I opened my Bible to the exact page that I had like a day before that, like 2 days before that. And my whole body literally like I was just like scared. Like that was like one of the big moments where I was like, this is real. There's no way this isn't real. Because one of the biggest, like I said, one of the biggest things I've struggled with is being a hypocrite, doing stuff and then expecting others to like do the things I wasn't doing, you know? And like I just can't explain it. It's so real. Like everything I've read in there has either given me more information I didn't know about, or it's just been things that are just good advice in life either way. It's not even like all the you have to follow God stuff. It's more like if you are a good person, people will be good to you in your life. You know? And like there has to be some higher power. There's no way everything happened from chance. And like I think now there's a possibility. Dude, wait. New theory. What if we live in a microverse created by a more advanced civilization that came before us? And I'm just like, when we make our microverse battery, will Rick Sanchez come down on his like flying box vehicle and say, "Yeah, yo, you're not the first one, man."
Yeah,
Like,
anything's possible.
because the way our world works, we like the money and stuff is so like just random sometimes. There's like people that counterfeit their own money, and then there's like
Yeah, that's just society. That's just social
yeah, I
culture.
know, but we do all this like manual labor and waste our lives on it, and what are we gonna
Yeah,
get out of it, you know?
yeah.
I mean, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I am a Christian, but I'm not the best.
Yeah, you don't, you know, hold it to as high of a standard as I do.
People who say they're not religious but they're spiritual, they go to hell.
Who has ever said that?
A lot of people. They're like, you've never heard that? Like, I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. I used to say that because I thought it sounded cool, but that's the dumbest thing. What does that even mean? And that's people who believe that crystal magic and stuff is real, which is not real. Yeah, I know.
She thinks she's like a psychic and can like sense like
It's
emotions.
not real. But it's funny because there's science. There's been scientific studies trying to prove like salt rocks. Which the thing about salt rocks, glowing salt rocks, like lamps, is like it increases the something in oxygen in the room, which also can increase some kind of chemical in your brain, which blah blah blah. But it's nothing spiritual. Everything can be proven with science, but like that's it. There's no magic. There's no spiritual crap just because you believe that it's real. Nothing's just true because you want it to be true. Things are only true when they are true. But I mean,
I went and talked to went and because right when the falling out happened, she went and talked to us, but she went and talked to like I could sense her and didn't record it like we told her to. And that's how I know it's sus. But she went to her and said and like did all the stuff that we wanted her to ask and was like, yeah, I can sense her emotion. She didn't mean to do it. She was actually and I'm like, you liar! You are
you
capping! You are
lie!
capping! You are mad capping right now! There's no
Oh
way.
my god!
There is
I can
no
sense
way,
her
dude.
aura. Dude, and I've read books on chakras and auras and all that crap, and I used to believe kind of heavily in it because I wanted it to be true because it sounds cool. But like, I mean, auras are really just the idea of auras is that the energy, your behavior at that moment is putting off some kind of color, but really that's just people who are intuitive and can pick up on your behavior. They're like, oh, something's not right with you. They kind of associate it with some kind of color, like, oh, you're pink because you're vibrant right now, or oh, you're dark maroon because you're right now you're
What?
bleak. No, yeah, because right now your aura is gray because something in your life is off balance. It's like no, you're just sensing off my facial cues that I'm giving you. You see by my frown that I'm not doing okay, so then you think I have some kind of gray aura. It's like no, just you're just intuitive and you can pick up on people's attitudes kind of okay.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll be able to like decode situations of like other people's like what they're thinking, like how they're
Yeah,
like thinking about the situation. Like there's like been times where I've been like, okay, so they're probably doing this for this advantage, like to gain this. Sometimes
exactly. There's nothing.
I think they're smarter than they are, and I'm wrong. But other times it's like I'll like there's and he's basically like he's close to dating someone else that I know as well, kinda. And it's like I figured it out before anyone knew. It was just him that knew that, and I literally figured it out. And I said, "Yo, I think I know who you're talking about." And they were like, "No, you don't. Text it to me on Snapchat right now." And I was typing it out, and I was right. And like,
Yeah.
there's so many things like that I've like decoded just overthinking it basically.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing mystical about it. It's just using context clues.
I don't know. My motto is whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why you're going to hell.
Well, you're going to
No.
hell.
Okay, Devin, this isn't just a specifically a dig at you. It's just the way I see it. And the lack of action is sometimes worse than any action, like bad action, because
Mm-hmm.
the thing is if you do something bad, you can feel bad and change from it. Like, you can become better. And, like, I've done a ton of bad stuff. But now, at least, now that I'm, like
Rape,
to
drugs.
the age where I'm sentient and I can actually, like, think about what I'm doing and how it's good or bad. Like, when I was, like, 13 or even 14, I didn't even, like, think of stuff like that.
Doing something or doing something. I'm saying like whatever happens, happens.
No,
Like,
I know, but, like, your whole, like, I want to be neutral thing that you do most of the time, sometimes I see it as it's sometimes worse. Because then you make both sides of the coin equally as mad and feel betrayed. It even, like, and that's, like, 200%. But if you take one side, it's, like, 100%. So it's a losing battle either way.
I think this is
But
falling into
sometimes you
something
have
other
to
than
pick the
religion.
one that you align with. And then the other person will see it as, eventually, hopefully, if they were a good enough person, they'd see it as, oh, I might have done this, this, and that. And that's why they all thought the other person was right. And that helps me a lot. Because there's been so many times where, like, my entire friend group will just pick the other side. And, like, that opened my eyes now that I've done something, you know? And, like,
I say that as smart. I mean, like, you can lean towards one right or the other, but I mean, like, that's, I don't know.
see,
But no, I kind of see what you're saying, but at the same time, yeah, I think just staying out of things, being neutral, that's pretty good too.
it depends. It depends on what's
It
happening.
does depend. It
If
does
it's, like, the better of two bads and they both need to change, just don't do anything. But
yeah.
if one way it hurts someone less going to one side than it would if you didn't go to either, I do feel like you should take action. There's benefits to both, but I feel like you kind of have to do both as well to get the full benefit from it. Cuz, like, say as an example, Gable always picks a side. So if Gable always picks a side and Devon never picks a side, which is worse? Because if Gable always picks a side, he's burned bridges with, like, half the people. With Devon, there's a possibility he burns no bridges, but there's another possibility that he burns every bridge. But if you do a little bit of both and you analyze it and think about it, and you're like, okay, this person will probably understand later later down the line, they'll understand that it's better to pick the other side, and it'll be like a wake up call to them if I go to the other person's side. But then there's also times where both sides are equally, like, as bad, and you don't pick a side and you just stay out of it. It's like, it depends on if you were involved in it at all. If you were very involved in it, then you probably got to pick a side depending on what you actually think. But, like, a lot of the time, it is just inaction, I feel like would be better. But, like, it just actually really depends.
It does.
It's hard to tell. It takes...
Wu Wei is the act of doing nothing. Wu Wei. W something.
Why, probably?
I don't know. It's a WEI or something. Anyway.
Well, I want to hear Devon's opinion on it. Like,
Yeah.
is it more beneficial to stay out of everything than it is to actually, like, try to help? You know?
I say it's more beneficial to stay out to yourself to just stay out of things and just do your own thing.
Well,
like,
if you're someone like me who literally cannot function without talking to people at least sometimes.
okay, yeah, no, that's the difference. I can function without talking to people.
And
So that's where the difference is probably.
yeah. Yeah, I see that, and, like, I feel like you're the end of the spectrum that's burned to 0 bridges, because you pretty much still talk to everyone in the one, like, falling out you had.
Yeah.
That you were involved in.
I don't know. Everyone at this point has probably moved on.
Yeah, it took me a while, but I think I have finally. And it's just like, I wish people would be accountable for their actions, because it's hard to be accountable for me when no one else is doing it. I function the opposite. I used to function the opposite of the golden rule, which was you do unto others as you were treated, right? The very
Yeah.
selfish way to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like
Oh wait,
I
hold
would
on. No,
always
do unto others as. Oh no, you're saying the opposite. Yeah.
yes. And I realized it was bad, but I didn't do
Yeah.
anything to change it. I didn't try to change until I realized that's why everything was happening. If you have something bad happen to you and you just continue doing bad things, it's never going to get better for either party, you know? It's the world is bad essentially. The world needs to be like rewritten, you know?
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna. What topic are we even on? We're talking about the border crisis, bro, or inflation. We're talking about inflation.
Yeah.
We are no longer on inflation.
Yeah, no, we're on like religion and religion is a
Yeah.
very controversial topic apparently.
Yeah, that was. Oh my god, that's crazy.
We're getting into the facets of life, the universe.
Gable, no, Gable, you can't. Our age is public knowledge. You cannot.
Mine isn't.
You can't. Do not inhale. Do not
You
inhale.
made me laugh and I blew it out. I was like,
Remember, I mean, this
Put
is
the wrong end in
time
your
this has
mouth.
happened.
You put the end that you lit on fire in your mouth, Gable.
I don't think Gable knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it's obvious. He has a
Gable,
match.
put it
He literally
under.
has a match.
Gable, put it under.
Gable, you're wearing your like homecoming tuxedo.
I didn't cut a hole in this side though, so it's not even gonna be inhaling. I can bite it.
Ew!
There we go.
God. Stop eating your cigar.
Oh man, it's like good cooch. Okay, I'm done. Anyway, yes, the border crisis,
No, inflation.
inflation.
It's a while ago.
Okay, so the border crisis.
Got off inflation a while ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so
man.
the next topic I have written is Gable's videos. And I hate all of them, therefore it's controversial. Or do we want to talk about the school system and the justice system?
Those are both bad.
They're both failing miserably. I have a lot to say about the school system, so I'm gonna let you guys give your opinions first.
I feel like it's still like how it was during the Industrial Revolution, where they're trying to make everyone the same. Like they don't try to because everyone's different.
Workers
Yes.
that just sit behind desks for 7 hours a day or more, 8 hours a day.
We're talking about the Industrial Revolution.
No, we're talking
About
about
the school system.
Okay.
System. They're basically training us to be mindless workers to just because they tell you cannot get a good job if you don't go through college, and then you're gonna be in debt and you're gonna have to work, and then once you have a job you feel secure with your job security and you don't want to leave your job or like start new things because you're too tired after your job every day. It's a failing system, and either we should all just get our fair share of money because it's just paper with like writing on it. Like each week everybody should just get paid a certain amount, or there should just be no money at all and we all just do our own thing like they did in the caveman era where we all hunt for food and
I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. Because a
I
dead
can
woman.
tell
would be
because
better
that was
than
such a
somebody.
genuine laugh.
It was
that you
because
just did.
well, no, because in the face of a political person, yeah, a dead woman would be better than Joe Biden.
True.
That's terrible. I'm just
A woman that really for the last couple years didn't really do much anyways.
Listen, she failed. She was supposed to make it to 100. She failed.
just like Betty White.
Devon, you come back and tell me when you've reached 100.
Yeah.
Say that when you reach 100, man.
You know what? I'll
Oh,
walk up to you. I'll walk up to your grave and be like, "I told you," and walk away.
No, you would roll up to the gravestone in your wheelchair and roll away.
Yeah.
Just have family businesses. Oh no, Gable just blacked
America,
out.
America is turning to a failed state.
It's failing so much.
All
And
about
like,
moving.
I just hope that it fails after we like get out of here. Like once we're old enough to like do our, like
Like,
to leave or to like
get a passport?
yeah, or we're dead. One of the two.
I don't know. Is he, or is he coming back?
He should be.
Or did his phone die?
This was happening all the time. His phone could have died, but this was happening earlier. He'd randomly get kicked out all the time. So yeah, what topics are there that we can talk about? Well, I feel like the school system. So, I think our school's systems issue is the fact that they want us to like get a hold of ourselves and know what we want to do in life before we've like gone through all of schooling. And like they forced like test type things on us and things like that to see how well we're doing instead of caring about our actual education and well-being. They want to seem better to like the board of education primarily.
I only learn it so I can take a test and then I forget it.
Yeah, they care too much about their school's image more so than like the actual stuff they're teaching. Like if every teacher were genuinely passionate about their work and didn't like have the self-awareness to know that it's a failing system, I feel like everyone that goes to school would be a lot smarter coming out
The
of
only
it.
classes I like are third and fourth.
Yeah, I like second because Gable and Nicholas is in there, and then I like third because there's a lot of the like crazy people in there, even though it's a terrible class. All the work is very difficult. And then Spanish I just actually want to learn. So it's like I actually have good grades in there. That's what I'm talking about. Like if all the things that we took in
And
school were like things we wanted to do, I feel like everyone would be better off, even the teachers,
mhm,
because there's some classes where no one says a word the whole time, and the teachers like struggle to get anything through to them.
mhm,
And then there's classes where like there's so much like my Spanish class, everyone in there is just talking the whole time or like actually like
mhm.
trying on their work. Like I'm not talking the whole time, but that's because I sit at a table by myself because the two people that sat there like got out of that class. See, our Spanish teacher told us you don't need Spanish 1 and 2 to graduate college or to graduate high school, I mean. So if you don't
Mhm.
want it, you can get out, right? If you really
Mhm.
want to leave, you can just do it. And then I was like, well, I needed to get into college, you know?
Yeah.
And now I have a fallback plan that if I don't get into Auburn the first time, I'll just go to Bevel 2 years and try to get into Auburn.
Uh. Mm.
You know, like work on my
No,
resume
I'm
and
just gonna go to Bevel.
yeah. See, that's the reason I don't really mind going to Bevel either way because so many people I know will be going to Bevel. Like even Will is gonna go to Bevel, even though he'll be out
Yeah,
by the time we
already.
like. Yeah, he is, but that's what I'm saying. Like even him, he's going to Bevel.
Well, yeah. So they're going to Bevel so they can get their easy classes out of the way before they go.
Yeah. The thing with that is that I'm gonna have to probably go to Auburn for 7 years to get
Ooh.
what I want. And if it doesn't work out and I don't want to do that, I'm just gonna do like marketing or something where I can like make videos and graphic design things for like companies, you know,
Mhm.
because I already have personal experience with that kind of stuff, and I feel like I could catch on really easily with that.
I don't know. I just know I want to travel the country, like while
Yeah,
I'm young.
I'm kind of like a homebody. I just want to like have a group of people that all live in the same house essentially and just
Uh,
hang out and just do stuff. So I think that once
maybe later in life, but like once
yeah,
I'm gonna go do my own thing. Like
I
I've been
think
waiting to do that for so long.
while in college, I feel like everybody's gonna kind of like not talk to each other as much, and then once we're out of college, we'll all just be essentially the same person with different jobs. We'll all just be like hanging out every now and then, talking to each other online, and then for like 2 weeks we just don't say a word, and then we like come back and we're like, "Yo, how you been?" You know, like.
That's before kids.
Mm-hmm.
If they
Yeah,
have,
we all just have like families, and we're just like, "Yo, meet Veronica and Billy Jr. and like like I don't know. That'd be funny.
uh,
But yeah, I just went off on like a rant the other day to my parents about like school because my mom wants me to do like clubs because I need them to get into college. And I'm thinking,
mm,
so with the time in community service they want us to do, like it wants us to be like functional members of society is why they want us to do clubs and get credit like hours, you know?
mhm,
And we are stuck inside for at least 90% of the school day doing stuff that we will never use in life versus
mhm,
going out and helping the community. Cause say
mhm,
if everybody went to a church that goes to our school, like just say everybody in our grade goes to a church or does stuff with some organization outside of
mhm,
school. If we had that extra 90% of the school day to just do that,
mhm,
all of those organizations would take advantage of it and plan accordingly to the hundreds, if not more than hundreds, of kids that need that credit and could just go out and help people and do stuff to help.
yeah,
Like it's almost like holding us back early in life to give us a job that will hold us back later in life. And
mhm,
and then we'll just be stuck getting money, paying for food and bills, and then getting more money, paying for food and bills, and it's just an endless cycle. And like, you know, and with how you guys plan things and don't want to show up to anything and are content with doing nothing, we're probably just gonna stop talking after college, and that makes me so mad. And that's why I tried to like make everybody know that we were gonna live in a group house and like do stuff together. Because I know that if we all lived in the same house, you guys couldn't just say, "Nah, bro, I'm busy," because we'd all be essentially living the same situations and doing the same stuff most of the time. You know.
yeah.
But yeah, if Gable doesn't come back, it like we didn't really wrap it up. But if he does, phone died. We still rolling? I guess not. Because he's the host. I talked way too much. I think I might leave out some of the stuff about religion, like the just the like us trying to figure out like if the Garden of Eden was found and stuff.
Maybe some of the more heavy stuff.
Yeah, the stuff about like not the whole thing where I couldn't find the picture that those two kids drew or whatever.
Mhm.
Why is he calling me? I said just join and wrap it up, and he like called me on Discord. Gable is an interesting creature, dude.
There we go.
Okay, so we didn't cover all the topics, but one of them was kind of a joke topic.
Which
We
one was
basically Gable's videos and how I hate all of them. So it's
Oh,
controversial. But we just had one more, and I feel like we can save that to like next time. We talked for 2 hours, bro,
that was a long time.
and it didn't feel like that
And
long.
it's just mostly about religion and life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the two most important things.
Yeah.
Really, like,
It wasn't even controversial. We were just.
well,
Exactly.
most of it was because Gable was like, "I hate those people. Like, they're all going to hell." Like, like randomly.
Like Italians.
Listen, I'm just glad we did.
Mamma mia, pizza pasta, pizza pasta,
More.
mamma mia. Well, from the hatchet man to the border. One more try. From the hatchet man to the border crisis to religion to the meaning of life. Well, it's all the same to me. Stay juicy. What are you, a British person? Go to hell.